Hey guys, welcome back to Northwest Premier's Week 4 Roundup. It's time for us to recap the past week and get ready for this next weekend full of football. I'm excited to be with you today. My name is Clarence Presley, and to my right is Deshaun Presley, and to my left is Charles Burnham. We're excited about what's happening. You know, we got this rain is starting to fall now, so you know football is about to get real intense. So, guys, speaking of intense, we had a pretty intense game last weekend.
Yes, sir.
I told you guys that the game of the week last week was going to be a game of the week. There's been a few folks talking about game of the week and they were blowouts.
Yeah.
Last week was a game.
Yeah, it was.
And it's crazy because there was a lot of people who was talking about, what, CD, Auburn, the Panther Bowl.
Right.
Darn Skippy, the Panther Bowl.
Right.
So let's talk about that, guys. What did you guys hear? I want to hear your thoughts.
From what I heard, that it was a bit of a battle starting out in the beginning of the game. I heard that Auburn came out with a pretty intense passing game, which I think kind of surprised some folks.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Weren't necessarily ready for that at that age. I also heard on the CD Panther side that speed kills, like we've already stated before, and getting out in space, them kids were able to get loose and score some touchdowns. But overall, I heard it actually came down to extra points.
Exactly.
That Auburn missed an extra point in the beginning of the game, I believe, and towards the end of the game.
Yeah.
And so
Final play.
final play.
They scored the last touchdown. Final play of the game was an extra point that got stuffed.
Wow.
It was that close.
Yeah. Wow.
And we said, they were going to be stout up front, which they were. Yeah. And we knew that CD was going to, attack the edges on them.
Right.
Like you said, though, the passing game, that was, Coach had a nice trick in the bag for him with that one, with the tight end coming out.
Right.
So I think it lived up to his billing.
Definitely.
We said, hey, watch out for this one, and it lived up to his billing, so I'm always happy when the kids show up, even though we give that added pressure of saying, hey, this is the game to watch. Hopefully they're not listening.
Right.
Just the parents are.
Look, man, I told you guys from what I've been hearing that Auburn team was well coached.
Yeah.
I know CD's well coached, talent, discipline. But when you got passing game hitting you at the sophomore division, and then I heard they got a big running back that can carry a load, man. And like you said, Sean, on both sides, CD, speed kills. Now, mind you guys, CD Panthers currently is the number 5 9U team in the nation.
Right.
Wow.
Right.
So what does that say about Auburn?
So that's why I'm about to mess with you guys. If CD is the number 5 team in the nation, should the nation put some more spotlight up here in the Northwest? Because what does that say about Auburn Panthers?
I think it says a lot. I mean, I feel like Auburn has staked their claim as being a premier team on the West Coast. If you're able to hold your own with the team that's ranked number 5 in the nation, we're not talking about on the West Coast. We're talking about nationwide. I think they deserve some recognition, man. I think they came out and they displayed exactly what they were supposed to do, and it coming down to an extra point. I mean, I don't know. You guys tell me, how do you feel, Chuck?
I think they do. Quite simply, I think you'd be hard pressed to find 20 other teams better than what we've seen from these guys thus far in this season.
Right.
One thing I was looking at, and we don't really track it for tie-breaking purposes, but we do track point differential.
Right.
I mean, these guys are plus 69.
Wow.
They're basically giving up nothing on defense.
Right.
And up till this week, I don't think anybody's really seen them throw the ball until this past week.
Right.
And when I found out when I heard about that, I thought, okay, that was new.
Yeah.
Because when I saw him, it was a little bit of wiggle on the outside and bang, 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 bang up the middle. So I look at those types of things. I mean, as a reference point, CD Panthers, their plus minus is 108.
Wow.
And that's the best in the league.
Yeah.
108, bro.
108. You got Benson at 70 plus minus 76, but also that falls in there is difficulty of schedule as well. Right. I think Auburn's played a little bit tougher schedule so far going forward. But I think Benson it'll even itself out as the season progresses.
Now that's interesting because all 3 teams you just named are all in the same conference.
Same grade.
You see what I'm saying? That's all great conference. Only one of them can come out of that conference into the league championship.
Yep. And that's the beauty. It's the beauty of how we set this up, though.
Yeah.
It's the beauty of how we set this up. Unfortunately, one side is going to be, sometimes it can vary, and we're seeing that. We're seeing, depending on what playing level, what division, freshmen, sophomore, junior, seniors, one side is more loaded than the other side.
Right.
And so, but we look at the senior level, we're all waiting to see Puget Sound and Ravens.
Right.
Well, we're not going to get to see that unless those two are fortunate enough to make it all the way to the championship.
Right.
So that's the other beautiful thing about the way this conference is set up. So it's good. It has its pluses and its minuses. Unfortunately, the great teams conference, they're going to cannibalize each other. And some of those teams that they might have made it, to the championship. There can only be one.
Right.
Yeah.
And we got to also take into consideration, even in other conferences, teams are going to get better.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely. Don't sleep on them.
No. And they had to cross over and play at least 3 games against that other
The first
conference.
3 games were all crossover games. So teams are going to get better, and their progression by the time playoffs get here, postseason play. I think it was my guy Paul Showtime over there at SWAC said, "Hey, do not sleep on SWAC." He said, "We go creep in. We don't want nobody to know that we're any good." So you got some teams out there that they're in the lab, tinkering and working on some things to get their squads ready come playoffs. While we're talking about that, let's talk about standings. Can you give us a quick update on what are the standings currently as far as in each age group?
Well, just looking at, and I apologize, we haven't gotten up the conference standings. I'll have those up today. I had a little issue with the application that I used for it. But just looking at overall per level, freshmen, you still got 3 undefeated teams.
Really?
You still got the Ravens, you got the Bruins, you got the Panthers, and if I'm not mistaken, all 3 of those guys are in the gray. So again, they're gonna have to fight it out in the playoffs.
Right.
And what makes that even more interesting when you see a conference that top heavy, that means we're going to have a shootout for that 4th spot. Somebody's going to end up playing in the middle of the week in a sudden overtime death to get into the 4th seed because they've got so many undefeated teams in their division.
Right. The great thing about that, though, this week, CD will be playing the Ravens.
Yeah.
Game of the week. You segue. You segue. No, that's all right. That's all right.
Jump the gun.
Yeah.
Game of the week. Week 5. Freshman level. Who would have thought that?
Right.
Freshman level game of the week. CD Panthers, Rainier Ravens. Coach Terrell Elmore and Coach Matthew Wayman. Oh, that's gonna be something to see.
Yeah, it is.
Huh?
It is. Those 2 teams, man, I'm telling you, on both sides, they got some unbelievable players, man, that I think play beyond their years, man. So
is that at Judkins?
that's going to be at
Genesee.
Genesee.
Oh,
Genesee.
okay.
This Sunday, 9 a.m.
Get there and check it out.
Go pray first.
Yeah,
And
right.
come check it out.
Yeah, the Seahawks don't play till night, so
Yeah.
Get there.
No reason.
Yep.
Go ahead, finish with the stand. My fault.
No worries. Appreciate it. So yeah, again, you got 3 undefeated teams in that freshman division. You got a 2-way tie for 4th, for the 4th and 5th spot in that freshman division. So, and that's between Puget Sound and 5-Star, and both of those teams are over in the green division. So, I mean, the green conference.
Right.
So, that's going to be a real interesting race come week 7, week 8.
Right.
But I'll be shocked if we don't have somebody playing in the middle of the week.
Right.
To get into the playoffs in that division. I'll be absolutely shocked. Sophomore division, you still got 2 undefeated. You got CD and the Sharks. Still banging it out.
Same division.
Same division.
Or same conference, rather.
Same conference. Again, look at that points against for C-Tech Sharks, sophomores. They've given up 19 for the whole season. 19. They haven't scored a whole lot. They've only scored 57.
Right.
But who cares?
Who's that?
It's the Sharks.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Their plus minus is positive 38, and they've only given up 19 points.
I believe it.
Is that what's that coach name?
Come on, man. You guys.
What's that coach name?
You already know.
Oh, no, you talking about Coach Mo, that defensive
Mo,
coordinator?
the D. Mo, yep.
Okay.
Yep. So Mo, and you're doing a great job on D. So yeah, that to me, that by far is one of the lowest numbers in the league when you look at points against. So that defense is very stout. And then you got a huge bunch up there in the middle at you got 3 teams at 3-1. You got 2 at 500 at 2-2. All but the last 4 teams are not 500 or better. So you're going to have a real nice bottleneck there come the end of the season.
Right.
So we're going to have our work cut out for us as an organization scheduling all these shootout games because there's going to be a lot of cats playing for that last 4th spot. Unless unless teams just start dominating at the end.
Something drastically changed.
Exactly.
Right.
Junior level, you only got 2 undefeated teams again. CD and the Sharks again. CD Panthers.
Are you telling me CD is in it on every level?
They are.
Every level.
Don't tell Basie that.
Well, hey, I got to give him props. He told me early. He told me early. He said, man, I really believe that all of our teams are going to be in it from top to bottom. And so far,
but when he told you didn't buy it.
I mean, I didn't buy it.
It's Basie. I didn't buy it either.
Because it's Basie. But hey,
Basie, I didn't say that. It's coming from Chuck.
Hey, it's coming to pass. I mean, they're proving themselves, man. So shout out to that whole CD Panthers organization, man.
And I got it. And since I gave that shout out to the Sharks on D, I got CD Panthers giving up donut the whole season.
Wow.
Donut.
Wow.
The Sharks gave up 12 for the whole season. Wow. You're talking they're giving up 3 points a game.
Yeah. Right.
So that's a great look.
That junior one's going to be speed versus power.
Yep.
When they end up playing.
Yeah.
You're talking about the speed and quarterback play on the junior level for CD, and then you got speed also at the quarterback level for C-Tech Sharks, but you got power.
And if I'm not mistaken, exactly. Well, to me, that game will determine that division, that conference. And if I'm not mistaken, they don't play till week 8.
Yeah,
last game.
Yeah.
Season.
So there's this junior picture. We won't see it really shape up until the season's over.
Right.
So anybody that tells you they knows what's going to happen in that division, they don't know what they're talking about because the real battle is going to be week 8. Seniors. You got 2 undefeateds there. Obviously, everybody knows who they are: the Ravens and the Lancers.
Right.
And then you got Beacon Hill at 3-1, CD Panthers at 3-1. Have they played?
I don't believe so.
Okay.
They haven't played yet.
They haven't
CD
played
plays the Ravens this weekend.
Yep, that's right.
So that's going to be a game. And I don't know when Beacon Hill plays the Lancers. See, those 4 teams, and I'm not counting any of the other teams out.
Right.
Anything can happen.
Right.
Anything can happen.
Anything can happen.
And you got 4 at 500. You got 4 2-2 teams. SWAC, Light, White Center, 5-star, all at 500. And then you got 4 teams below 400. Again, same thing. Picture's not going to shape up.
Right.
I mean, there's only 12 teams in each conference.
Right.
And you're looking at the top 8 right there. So unless one of these bottom 4 teams jump up, you're looking at the playoffs. We just don't know what the seedings are going to be.
Right.
So I'm looking forward to me, it's exciting right now. Great matchups.
Oh, yeah.
But what you're really going to see is because of the way this conference is set up, these conferences are set up, you're going to see some outright fights.
Exactly.
For survival.
Yeah.
Week 7 and 8. People are going to be fighting for their playoff lives going week 7 and 8, which is, I love that part because now the end of the season actually means something.
Right. It's
Whereas
exciting.
before we had guys running away with it,
Yeah.
and then it didn't matter. We all knew who was going to be in there. But now these guys are, they're going to be fighting it.
The drama. The drama of it all. You just segued us to playoffs. Talk to us about playoffs, the structure, and give us a little bit of your insight on excitement. Are you excited at all about what playoffs look like this year?
Most definitely. Well, the structure is going to be the 4 top teams from each conference are going to match up against each other. So you'll have 1 versus 4 and 2 versus 3. They'll duke it out to see whoever will get from the quarterfinals to semifinals all the way up to the championship.
And you will be conference champions.
Right.
You win your conference, you get a trophy.
Right.
All right. So it's AFC, NFC, baby.
Right.
We go celebrate you, but that ain't the one you're looking for.
Right.
You want the granddaddy of them all.
Right. You want the one that really shines.
Yeah.
So moving forward, I believe, man, our playoffs are going to be unbelievable, which we've already talked about our conference standings. And like you said, it's going to be, the matchups are going to be so unbelievable with those teams because on one side you may have, maybe a little bit stronger, but those playoff games are going to be so intense moving forward.
Yeah.
It's almost going to be like, I hate to say it like this, but it's almost going to be like some of those playoff games are going to be like a championship game.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? That's how great I'm anticipating that our playoffs are going to be. So Man, I'm excited, man.
Yep.
I'm excited to see it coming down the pipeline here, and I believe it's going to be real big, man. I think it's going to be real big.
And correct me if I'm wrong. I know it's always low seed plays high seed.
Correct.
So we'll have 1 and 4 play and 2 and 3 play.
Correct.
Now, did we decide on who's got 1 and 4 plays on Saturday or Sunday?
We're still working that out. We're
Okay.
still working that out.
Cool.
So we'll release it when it's time.
Right.
We ain't gonna give it to you yet.
Right.
We ain't gonna give it to you
Just
yet.
anticipating on still trying to get those wins, so
Yep.
you can be in a position to be that number 1 seed.
Man, it is turning out to be a heck of a season already.
Yep.
I'm looking forward to what playoffs is going to bring, the competition, and that brings me to my next point. With the competition that we have in our league, it's just giving us more exposure to build a national brand. You know, I got a chance to share with all the presidents yesterday that we have a bunch of teams interested in coming up here, potentially playing us. Nothing's locked down, but I will give you some hints. We've been talking, having conversations, possibly, you know, IE Ducks. I'm hearing possibly Snoop may want to come back up here. You know, we're hearing about other teams. And, you know, we got the AYF championship. So whoever wins our championship in the 13U and 11U,
It's an automatic berth.
it's a berth automatically
Really, that's what
to
region
Kissimmee.
is,
Right.
Directly down to Orlando for a week.
Right.
Yep.
Kids get to go to Disney World, the whole nine. Coaches get ready. You know,
Start your fundraising.
start fundraising.
Now.
We're working to help do a little something.
Right.
We're working to help do a little something because we believe in our kids. Man, I was thinking about this. As I'm thinking about the national brand, I'm also thinking about on a local level. When you think about all these teams you guys have been naming, and it just makes me anticipate the next 5 years, 6 years of what high school football is going to look like around here.
Right.
All the kids, whether they're going to local public schools, whether that be the Rainier Beaches or the Franklins, Garfields, or that's going to be the private schools, Eastside Catholic, O'Day, Kennedy, or further out south, you got the Lincolns and you have the Fosses, and you know, you have all these schools in between. We can't leave out the Kentwoods and the Kent Lakes and the Auburns and the Auburn Riversides and the Auburn Mountain Views, you know, Federal Way, Top Beamer, all these schools, man. As we continue to develop, you know, the program and develop the players. So I want to commend you coaches because you're laying the groundwork for these kids. And we got some special news coming out soon. We can't release it yet, but it's coming to you, I promise you, in the next couple of weeks. We got some more information that's going to help us get our kids even to a more developed, to a higher caliber. So get ready for this news to come out.
More exposure.
Way more exposure.
Much more exposure.
We're trying to get these kids to college. At the end of the day, you know, I don't care if they go to the NFL. I'm saying it on the record. That's not my objective. As an individual and the objective of this team, we want to see our kids have a brighter future. If we can get them to college and give them an opportunity to get their college paid for, do that academically first. It's way more money, you know. But if you got the skill set to get there and you have the discipline and you put in the hard work, you can make it there and you can get your college paid for and reinvest in yourself and reinvest in your community. That's exactly what we're about. You know, finally, before we go, that segues into what our whole All-Star Weekend is about. We're celebrating the athletes. We're picking athletes. I'm going to let you guys talk about this, but I'm going to give them this point. We are definitely picking top athletes in the league on every level to play in our All-Star Weekend this year. But we also want you to understand that we are serious about making sure that our kids are getting the proper opportunity to understand academics, mentorship, and community service. You need all of that. You want to be a full package. We're going to have people there that can not only teach your kids, but teach your parents. What does that process look like when you want to see little Boom Boom make it all the way? It's more than just little Boom Boom going to play. There's other things that got to take place for little Boom Boom to make it. So we're going to have a full package for you guys in November, that third weekend of November. Make sure you guys get more information on that. Talk about All-Star Weekend, you guys, and what you're thinking about.
All-Star Weekend. For me, this is the culmination of everything we put into the entire youth football tackle season. This is our way of celebrating our youth. That's my perspective on it. It's a chance for us to all come together and recognize the best that Northwest Premier has to offer. Now, ultimately, our goal is, I know we've talked about it a million times, is to get the best that Washington has to offer and showcase all the cats from all over Washington. Because I truly believe at some point we're going to be able to do that. And we're going to have all these kids in one place at one time. And not only will we have all of our coaches and staff and organizations here, But this is a chance for us to showcase to the high schools,
Yeah.
to these kids that have aspirations to go to a private school, to a Catholic school. Guess who's going to be here? We make this big enough. These coaches will be here. We've had high school
coaches there.
We've had coaches there. We've had coaches come and put eyes on kids and put them on. And these kids were in 5th, 6th grade, and they put them on their list.
Right.
But guess who's going to come calling when these kids start to enter 9th grade?
Exactly.
So I love the aspect of showing off the best that we have to offer. You coaches and ADs who are picking these kids, remember, I'd love to include everybody, but that's not how this works. It's 200 of the best.
So be honest.
Be honest. Don't just give me a list of your kids, because trust me, we'll see that. And now your list is going to lose some credibility if I see a list and it's got all your kids on it. No one club at any level has the best kids at every position or the majority of the positions. There's some great teams out there, but the operative word there is teams. I'm looking for individuals that were good teammates, great kids, and you feel like they deserve this opportunity to showcase their talents. So please, when you're working that ballot, have that and be conscious of that when you're working the ballot.
And on top of that, don't go into the all-star voting promising kids that they're going to be on certain spots. We don't want to see any kids who are upset at the end of the day because coach said I was going to be an all-star. Just let them know that they have an opportunity to be an all-star. You've nominated them. And, let the chips fall where they may. We'll go through it and then we'll get the kids in the right positions to play. But I feel like it's just an exciting opportunity the whole weekend, all the way around. I mean, for one, you get to start on Friday where you get presented with your jersey. You take a picture maybe with the commish. You know what I mean?
We can do that.
You go through the whole deal, man. You get to meet other kids from different teams, from different areas of the state. You get to see the talent that you played against, and you get to bounce it off each other on what you do, what you did on the field, what did you know, and what in this game when you played such and such, how'd you guys do? It's just overall it's just a beautiful experience. On the Saturday that we have, you have all different types of workshops that are going on where parents can come and learn, and hear things just like he said about with Lil Boom Boom. You know what I mean? It goes from Lil Boom Boom, you got to learn what does it take for him to be able to get to the next level. You know what I mean? What is a clearinghouse? You know what I mean? Things of that nature. Those are the type of things that you want to learn so
promote and market your child.
Right. Yeah. You want to know all these things beforehand and don't be late in the game. So, and then come to Sunday is our big game day. You know what I mean? And the kids, they get to have the beautiful uniforms that we've already displayed. I mean, all the way around, man, I just think it's a beautiful event, for our kids to experience now. And it's something that they can look forward to every year. So
and our parents. And I'm going to say this real quick because Adrian and Terrell love the Little Boom Boom.
Okay.
But she said, why not Little Johnny? So just to equal it out, we're talking about Little Johnny too. I was letting my ethnocentric element kind of flow. But Little Johnny, Little Javier,
for our Collie brothers,
Little Junior,
Little Sione. We got you.
We got everybody.
We got everybody covered.
We're inclusive.
We got
and maybe little Sheila too. I mean, because we got Stitchy over there that'll put a licking on somebody. I'm telling you. So I want to make sure that we're politically correct. Well, not really. I don't really care about that. But I do. We representing y'all, and we're having fun while we're doing it.
Talk about what we're doing. Is it Saturday night? Bingo night.
Oh yes, Saturday night.
We gotta do that
because we're trying to raise some funds to help offset costs for any of our teams that may go down to AYF, and also we want to help support the sophomore team for CD that's going down to play in Naples with the FBU group. So on that Saturday night after or Friday night, excuse me, it's actually Friday night after we do our recognition and have our keynote speech, we're going to break out. Then we're gonna come back and we're gonna set up bingo, real bingo. We're not doing bingo for like you win like a watch. We're doing bingo where you can win up to $250 bingo that we brought in. We got a group coming in as a fundraiser, but if you win the money, it's your money. It's yours. But we're trying to get the money to help support our kids. So if you play bingo, your kids can even play bingo with you. They can play for you and help you out. Your grandmama, aunties, if they want to come play bingo and help offset the cost, man, bring them on out. We go try to fill that banquet hall. with as many people as we can to raise some support to help our kids get to the destinations they need to get them more exposure. And somebody on here said Diamond. Hey, we love them all. Diamond All-Star, the tournament down in Vegas, FBU, we giving you a shout out. Battles tournament that's going to be down in Fort Lauderdale with Next Gen, we're giving you a shout out. NYAA, they got a tournament for a national champion. We just want to get our kids exposed, but don't just get them football exposure. Get them academic exposure. Make sure they're complete people. That's the only way they're going to maintain something, all right? So, again, thank you guys for tuning in. Special shout-out from Clarence Presley, my bro, Deshaun Presley, my main man, the Chuck Wagon, Chuck Burnham. Thank you guys, and we'll see you next week. God bless.